Oh, hello. Good evening and welcome, whatever it is, what time of day, wherever you are. Welcome to sunny Edinburgh, where I've been playing about with some countdown timers and some different designs, and some people said they'd quite like to get hold of them. So today I've gone and tweaked a few of the designs and had a little play about with them to try and get something looking a little bit different. Some of these have got some animations across the whole screen, some of them got little animations going round in circles on the actual countdown timer themselves. I've even experimented with a couple of different shapes and positions for the countdown timers on the screens, and also dropped in a little ticker down the bottom to try and match in with things. And of course you need to imagine your own colours and your own logos and things like that on these, along with your own backgrounds, but I've supplied a couple of backgrounds just for examples. And you can go find them at the Stream Profiles store, and if I switch the widget on you can see where to find them on the store. So that's streamprofiles.sellfy.store. So it's streamprofiles.sellfy.store, and I should probably put that link in the post as well. So I'll do that afterwards, assuming I remember to do so. But let's just move on to the first very simple countdown profile, and I'm going to, after that, jump into live demo mode and see what it looks like. So just so that you don't think everything has to be grey, I also dropped in an orange version of things, so you can go colour drop and match things to your own themes and backgrounds, and that will work perfectly fine. So here's the first profile, or the first countdown timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into live demo mode. Here's turning on live demo mode, where I've disappeared slightly. I'm not going to walk you through that one, but let me walk you through the next one, because that's got a couple of things in it, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit over here so you can see what's going on. So if you haven't played about with countdown timers before, it's pretty easy to get something that looks animated with the new shapes that came in 4.1 of Ecamm. So all I've got here is two circles, one sitting over one another, and they're both exactly the same size. But if I make this one disappear, you can see that all that circle is very, very simply just a white center in the circle with a border on it that's grey, but I've just set the border to motion, and that's giving me the circular motion running around the edge of the border for my timer. I've also set the rotation up to the right hand side here, and we'll find out in a minute that it's a little trick that you can do is set the rotations in different directions, and that will give you more of a sort of dynamic effect when you're wanting to use your countdown timer. But effectively it's just a circle like that, and another circle over the top of it, which I'll now reveal, and that's giving me my sort of 3D effect. But if I have a look at the properties for that circle, they're pretty much exactly the same. So I've just got a motion border in, and what I can do is I can change the rotation down to a different direction so that it's going in the opposite way to the one above it, and that gives us our nice sort of circular feel. And I've changed the depth of the border slightly so that this border sits within the other border, and I'm now moving my hands around but you can't see me. It just means that I get that little extra edge going on there. And I've also added in a blend mode of overlay and a shadow as well, and that's given me my kind of 3D effect that I've got going on there with the actual timer itself. But it's as simple as that. It's just two circles, and it's how you layer them over one another that makes the difference, and the blend mode and the little shadow in there as well. So if I go down a couple of the other ones, this one has got 3 circles in it, but not a lot different. It's exactly the same principle. I've just changed some of the colors and changed some of the shadows going on in that one. This one is slightly different, because in this scene I've actually got a little mini movie running, Now the movie is not in as a movie itself, it's an animated overlay, and the animated overlay is in Wave M format. Is that right? I think that's right. But I brought it in as an animated overlay, and it's running across the whole screen, and it's just on a loop. So we're getting that nice transition going on in the background on the loop there. So while I'm in here as well, I've also got two different backgrounds which I've just put in there for examples. But if I turn off this background, you can see there's very little going on with that animation, because what it's done, it's also in overlay mode, and it will pick up on the colors in the background. So if I bring this chroma type version, or chrome style version, you can see that I'm getting different colors going on in the background than if I bring in the blue one. But effectively what it's doing is it's picking up on that background and blending them in. So other ones with the same principle that I have done, here we have got an animation running on a loop in the background, but it's got circles in the animation, and it's going round and about the center of that as well. So same principle. If I bring in the color background again, it's going to have different effects. So dependent on what your background is, it's going to have different blend effects. So let's bring in the business one as well, the color one as well. So you can see how that's going through just in a circle, but it has a nice effect to it, and that is because I have set the blend mode to overlay for that particular asset. So that's picking up on whatever colors are in the background. Similar on the next one down, I think. So it's just a different animation with sort of concentric circles going on here, and I quite like the look of that one. And so what I'll do there is I'll also turn off the background so you can see what it looks like with no background. And because it's not got a background, only the center there is picking up on what's going on. But if you have a background that's covering the whole area, then it's going to pick up on the colors in the background. Next up, I decided to play with hexagons as well. So this is a hexagon fill in the background here. So if I look at my frames here, I've got two different frames. This one's got a fill of hex on it, which is a bit like the blur type fills, but you can change the size of those hexagons as well. And I just thought it would give a nice effect. And again, I've applied a motion fill, which is going from white to semi-black, and that's giving me what's going on in the background. You can change those colors about to match whatever you've got on your scene, should you wish to do so. The hexagons themselves, the center hexagon, that was an image that I brought in myself, but again I've got this little shaded border around the edge of it, which gives me that kind of 3D effect again. So that's me playing out a hexagon. Then I thought it might be quite good to have something that appeared in the top left hand corner of the screen. It's falling off the edge here because I've zoomed in a bit on live demo mode, but I thought that might look quite nice as well. So something along these lines, or along these lines, dependent on what I wanted. And again, I can color pick that to match the background, and simply change different areas of the rectangles and just color pick different colors if I want to. Naturally the color pick has fallen off the edge of the screen when I'm trying to do that, but nothing new there. But I could come and change each one of these rectangles. Now another point to note here is that the timers themselves I put in neat little folders, and I've linked the folders together, so that means if you want to go grab that timer there and move it about, then you can do. So what you want to do is click on the actual numbers for the timer itself, and that's going to allow you to drag and drop that to wherever you want on the screen. One thing you're not going to be able to do is shrink and size that, because Ecamm at the moment doesn't allow you to grab multiple objects and size them all together, so you're kind of stuck with the sizing unless you want to go and size every element individually by yourself, which I don't recommend you do. But if you really want to and you feel confident, then you can go grab obviously all the different elements and do that. But each one has been designed so that you can grab the numbers themselves and move them about, and it will drag the whole group of the timer around. So that's another one. This one has got a nice ticker going on at the bottom, and again I've kind of matched the frames around the central countdown timer with the frame around the ticker as well. And again, you could go colour pick all these different elements yourself if that's what you want to do. Let's have a look at that with no artboard in the background and with the chrome style thing going on as well. So each one of these slightly different and just experimental really in a lot of cases, but you can go grab them all and have a play yourself. So this one has got a nice bright background going on, and again it's just on in a loop, and it's exactly the same principle here. Transitions lines in my overlays area, and again I set that to soft light in this case. Felt it was a little bit better than the other blend modes, but you can try different blend modes and it will go bonkers if you try some of them. So let's try just out of experimentation. If I pick something, it might disappear totally, we'll see. No, it's just changed the colours radically in not a particularly pleasant way, but you can go play about with those blend modes just to see what they do. So let's go luminosity. That normally makes things very dark. So everything's nearly disappeared. Colour, saturation, all sorts of different things. You just go experiment and see what they do, and see what you like and what you don't like. So probably not that one. So let's go back to soft light because it looked far better than the others. So that's just running in a loop in the background. I also felt that maybe it might be fun to have a little timer like this that's sat up to one side, and again, if you don't want it sat up to one side, go grab the numbers and you can move that around to the center of the screen, or to the right or to the left, or whatever you want to do. And just as I mentioned earlier, to demonstrate the fact that you don't have to have everything in black and white, here's a version that I just color picked and changed it to red, and or red and orange, that sort of thing. So that's me just playing about. Let's come out of live demo mode again, shall we? So let me remember to option scroll, not that one, that one. Never very good with that, am I? Window, come out of live demo mode. It's in options. So back out of live demo mode, and that's me doing a quick demonstration of all of these different countdown timers. Hopefully you'll have a bit of fun playing about with them. I will drop a link in to show you where you can go get them, but most of them are pretty simple, so hopefully you've learned how to get those concentric circles going on and some different effects and things like that. And going to be loading more stuff up to the site as the week goes on. It's only been just over a month since I started, but I've had over 1,000 views off the website, and lots of different downloads, a couple of hundred downloads of stuff. So each week the idea is to put up something free, and you could go find out about that by signing up to the mailing list, and you'll get notified of what is available. So that's it. That's me in Edinburgh. I'm suffering a bit today from high tree pollens, so I think that'll do me for the night, and I'm going to go get a drink of water. So see you later. Cheerio. Bye from Edinburgh.